Wishing you all a very pleasant evening. I'm Rotaract Tharindi Ratnayaka, moderating today's session. I would like to warmly welcome you all to this prestigious event organized by the Rotaract Club of University of Peradeniya. As you all already know, it has been a while since we started the beginner level of our project, Next Step 360, one of the signature projects organized by the Rotaract Club of University of Peradeniya. So this webinar on CV writing is yet another valuable milestone of our beginner level. Hope you would grab the best out of this great opportunity. I would like to kindly remind you all to keep your mics muted and cameras switched off throughout the webinar to avoid disturbances. Also, you can send any questions you may have via the Zoom chat. Please direct your questions only to the profiles renamed as questions. Your questions will be answered towards the end of the webinar. We will be sharing a feedback form at the end of the session, which will also be used to mark the attendance of the course participants. A CV is often an employer's first impression of your professional and academic credentials. So it's important to structure it in a way that best showcases your accomplishments and experience. To guide you on this, today we have Mr. Nalin Munasinghe, who is a certified trainer and a facilitator who has specialized in areas such as customer service, marketing, and project management. Mr. Nalin Munasinghe is a faculty member for MBA and MSc in Marketing of Cardiff Metropolitan University at ICBT campus. In addition, he is also a visiting lecturer for MSc qualifications in Development Communication and Project Management at the PGIA of University of Peradeniya and the Sabaragamu University of Sri Lanka. He is a member of the SLIM, our educational partner for the event, and also he has been serving SLIM as a lecturer for almost 19 years. So he is here today with us to tell us how to write a good CV, tips to follow, mistakes to avoid. Sir, the platform is yours to guide us on how to make the first impression of our employers the best.
Right. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you for the introduction. You're Tharindu, right? I guess. Tharindi. Okay. Yep. I was trying to remember your name first. Okay. Tharindi, thank you so much. And for your kind introduction. I'm really happy to talk to you all today, as a place where I also, started my career when it comes to university life. So I'm also a product of Pera, I can, proudly say. So that you have all joined that particular, big journey today. And we are all happy to work together, all fresh graduates, say senior graduates, then also just passed out students, and also scholars, and then thereafter people who are employed well today and in good places, and bringing that knowledge back to the place where we start. So I'm really happy to give you a hand in order to find a way out to market your career, and that is where the CVs come on board. Right. So rather, my lecture, I don't want to call it a lecture, my say, experience sharing lesson for the next 1 hour, I would highlight a little bit more than a CV. This is what I think. I mean, you all can get, very good hand from many people to develop a CV, but I'll let you know how to do it. That's a different story. But I'll start with quickly, I'll quickly start with a session like, say a couple of, points where I don't mind sharing with you at this moment. Before we think of developing a CV, right, let's first see what exactly the employees today want from you guys, isn't it? Like I mean, if you are not basically following your academic program and going to the top, right? Say you are a medical student, obviously your job is assured, and that is, you will become a doctor. If you are an engineering student, obviously you will become an engineer. Likewise, your own, every faculty students here, you will have your final targets. But you all know that we are all not ending up in the academic, profession, or the best or the top profession that we are getting from our respective academic programs. But the good news is that people who are not getting to the top in academic program have now gone to much, much higher places than you would have never thought even, right? And these guys are now maybe in top of, top positions of global banks, global companies, multinational firms, international organizations, say bilateral organizations, intergovernmental organizations like, say UN, World Bank, you name. I mean, our people are there, isn't it? So you should not be, demotivated saying that you did not get a lecture post in the university. If you get, that is also fine. And that is one profession. And you will have another 100 out there. Just think like that. But remember, when it comes to private sector in particular, the employers, they are not that easy, right, for you to get some relationships with, simply because their demands are so dynamic and at the same time results oriented. So as long as the university student, modern day university student who is coming out of the system, if they really can meet those only, that obviously your CV will have a value. I'm telling you the truth though, right? Dear sons, daughters, I can simply tell you that target from now onwards. Very important. Target from now onwards, right? Now, employers always go for two types of skills from you, right? I mean, these words are well known. I mean, you guys are now university students. I don't have to go into deep, analysis of the terms soft and hard. At least you could simply understand soft means like what? Things that you can't get from the classroom. Simple as that. Things that you don't see in books. Things you don't see in your labs and practical classes, and you need to get them in a different path. Hard skill, exactly, that's your degree. And that is why you have joined university. The basic thing is the degree, and you could say the technical know-how. But luckily, Pera is a wonderful place that you all know, maybe have heard, right? That, we get an enormous, I would say enormous opportunity, ample opportunity to build up your soft skills as well. Where majority of the university students in this country will not have that opportunity. So you should be you should be lovingly hearing that, because University of Peradeniya is one of the best in whole Asia now, right? You should be really proud of it. So make use of it. Not only the hard part that you should develop or complete in the university, but also the soft part. And obviously, I don't have much time to tell you how soft part should come in, but that is also coming through the Paddhati. We all know the Paddhati will give it to you very nicely. Make use of it, but don't take it wrong. Don't use it also wrong. You use it for your development or the career development in particular. Now, when it comes to modern day employers, they always seek soft skills for a couple of reasons, right? They all want you to interact and communicate positively and productively with others. I mean, you all know, like we always argue, we do picketing, we do demonstrate, we shout for right, justice, blah, blah, blah. We also did, you also doing. No problem. I mean, if not I and you doing it, nobody else will do it. But remember, today is different to 10 years ago. Today is different to 25 years ago, right? Today is a highly dynamic market where while you do all these things inside the university, you also need to think of your future, Buddha, right? I mean, it's too late for you to think about this once you get out of the system, right? Just like system makes you inside, your system should make you to face outside as well. And that is something we don't have, unfortunately, right? The system is always good. No? We all have been there. No? It's not yesterday, day before, for the last, say 50, 60, 70 years, it was there in these universities. But one thing it was lacking was that the system couldn't make the real kind of a university student that the system wants again. Now, this second system is not university system, and that's the social system, right? And that is where your character skill has to come from the university itself. And some students have already brought from your, wonderful school that you learn, right? So you are always proud to say, that I'm a product of this college, that college. Obviously, you and I, we are all from that school. We like that. And that is where the character skills started coming into you. And university is the production plant where you convert those skills into what? Practical, what do you call values. Let me take that word here, practical values. Otherwise, it's like a motapihiya, right? Tiunu neti, it's not sharpened. You are not getting sharpened before you get out of the system. So make sure, Putra, these soft skills, very important, because nowadays employers, they always look for attitudes, positive attitude. They don't want anybody having a negative attitude. Even it's a difficult work that you cannot do, they want you to say that you can do it. And I can, I try, I will, this is my work. and I look for it. Something, positive attitudes are the ones that they really want for that, right? So soft skills are not taught in the classroom. I just told you, they are learned, actually you learn them as, we grow up with them in the system, right? Because, they are not easy for you to explain also, right? Things that we don't, actually practice inside the classroom, but then they come with the partnerships, with relationships, with you, say, with you gain experience over the time. Clear? But hard skills, on the other hand, are being taught. You really can get it, and that is where you learn. So even a guy who know nothing about a technical skill of something, when they go into the university, college, school, you name, and they learn. And sometimes they become masters on it. But also you need to understand, no point in being a master of a technical program without having the soft part of it, right? I mean, it is really nice to hear that, that employers, they really want both soft and hard skills from you. Clear? So remember, it is not that easy to define the soft skill, but hard skills can be easily defined, and they are observable, they are measurable, right? Get it from your university now, and make sure when it comes to employers today, they hire you for the soft part of your career, simply because they know that they can train for the hard part. They know, on the other hand, they cannot train people for the hard part because it is coming through the system. Overnight, you can't change the soft skill of a person, Pota. Even though you can simply organize a training in America and send you off there and get 1 month training, come back here and do the IT platform, something like that. I just told you. So you're fully competent in the hard part, the technical part, in months' time, in 6 months, 1 year, 3 years, 4 years' time. But obviously, you cannot convert guys for better soft skills overnight. Even after 10 years, you don't, or you can't. This is the beauty of it. So you improve your soft part. At any given time, you can gain the hard part. Today, the modern day, the employers are look for it. Okay, so at the end of the day, our final goal is to go for a good occupation. It's not a job. Huh? Occupations are different from jobs, man, right? And that is where some people look after jobs one after the other. So this month you are there. Next month when you meet your friend, hi Machang, how are you? Where are you now? What are you working? Hey Machang, I am at this place now. Come on, you were there in the last month, that place now. Yeah, I mean, that's like that. I got a better opportunity. So people just keep jumping, moving, and those are not occupations. Basically, they are jobs, at least in my jargon, Pota. An occupation is a more kind of what? More established, self-control, and at the same time, like, a living kind of a thing where you start liking towards it, practicing it, and trying to excel in it in a certain time period. Obviously, there is nothing called that you should stick on to a place for 10 years. Obviously not. But you should give what? We could say at least considerable time for one job for you to learn something and give something back in return for that company. And that is where you start learning, and that is where you start learning and earning. Research have found, right, today, they look for different things, and among them, these 12 are key. Now you guys see whether you all have started collecting these skills to your basket, your personal basket, right? The number one, the positive attitude. I told you, attitude makes everything easier or everything upset, fully down, or attitude. So if you are with the right positive attitude, your journey will not be, that difficult, I would say. Communication, the live wire of any business today. Without communication, nothing happens, right? Your CV is the number one communication tool. No sooner you start, looking for opportunities, looking for jobs, looking for occupations. Clear? That's very, very important. So your CV, your covering letter, right? Some people say biodata, obviously. I mean, that's your marketing tool. Just like, the guys who are working right now for companies, they have a business card. When we meet each other, we exchange the card. The card gives, your position, your designation, your address, contact details, or anything else that is required by the company for the others to know, isn't it? And just like that, before you get a job, how do others know about you? So it's always better you have a very simple, nice, but very attractive so-called CV, curriculum vitae, or biodata in your hand so that anybody can get the quick scanning, quick understanding on what you are, of what you are, and how you do, etc., etc. Clear? So in addition to these computer skills, I think you are born with computers today, even though not us, right? You're always born with computers. You are actually downloaded to this world. Think like that, no worries, right? Because unlike us, so you know everything than, you know, an old guy, you know, maybe because you are handling that. But still, some people are not at that level yet. Without Microsoft Office, don't think of a career in future. That's all my simple understanding, right? Ethics, a must. Good things, always good. Bad things are always bad. Singaling api kiyana sadacharaatmaka jeevana ratawa. It is very, very important. Honesty, integrity are the ingredients of your career, right? Without punctuality, like what? No recognition for you. Your flexibility and adaptability will make your friends nice to you, will make your boss nice to you. Think like that. Think different. Be innovative, right? If you can't, you know, solve a problem when you work with others, it's just like that you don't have the authority and capacity to live in that environment. And for that, you need to deal with many others. The tool is interpersonal skills, the relationship building targets, relationship building, you know, techniques. And that is where you start working in a multicultural, multi-dimensional team. You don't work with, you know, your own colleagues. Now you are now very good with your staff. I'm sorry, very good with your batchmates. You say batcha, batchy, right? You're very happy, you know, man. But, you know, remember, no sooner you get out, those guys are not there. Very rare you find the same guy in a job. And you start, you know, meeting, you know, one from Kenya, the other one, you know, from, you know, say, like, you know, say Europe, somebody else from, you know, coming from Cambodia and Champang, you know, China, Chong, local park, you know, Dasaya, Mustia, Utekat Indona, entirely teamwork. Now, if you simply can't, you know, stay with those guys, obviously you will be getting kicked out of the team. You simply can't say, you know, my tata has told that we should be not, you know, getting on those kind of guys. You all have no, right? It is නැති කරන්න තමයි university තියෙන්නේ. පද්ධති තියලා අපිව හදලා ගන්න university එක. ඒවා කොහොම වෙනවද කියන එක you all need to understand. If it happens for the good, always better, right? Try to be initiative. Don't wait until others find, you know, path for you. Be assertive. Take the first opportunity. Grab the first thing first. And show your skills, show your leadership, and do something good for the country, good for the company, and good for you first. And then go for, you know, the next level. Don't wait for the best job to come to your hand. It will never come. It will never come. Your CV has to be completed. Your CV has to be fulfilled. And, you know, it should have some experience. Obviously, without having any experience, how can you get a job then? And that is why I'm saying, whatever that comes first, that 3 months, 6 months would be your first experience to show somebody. So don't miss that opportunity. Don't miss that. If you miss, that's gone. And you will be still what? Palvenawa. Palvivi in our jobs langatenakan, and that will never happen to that. Right? You should be loyal to you first. And then only you can think of being loyal to others. I have been telling you a number of things. Now you think for you, where you stand in those. Right? If I, you know, say, go back once again, out of the 12, if you can have a scoring system for your own, right? I don't have much time, but normally I do that in the classes, right? Out of, you know, 1 to 5, put these things into a column, you know, say left-hand column, come up with another 5 column, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, start giving, you know, what, 1 being the least and the 5 being the highest. You yourself give marks and see out of 100 or out of, say, what, so 12 into 5, 60. Out of 60 marks, how much you can get? If you are more than 40, at least now, you should be happy. But below 40 means you have a lot to do. If you guys can come up, you know, with a grade beyond 50, obviously you are the person that, you know, employment wants right now. It's a matter of maintaining, further improving, and getting out, you know, without anything lost. That's the most difficult part, Putha. Some of you guys enter university with a very good personality, but unfortunately, after the 4 years, 5 years, you go out like a pissa fellow, unfortunately. Don't get into that level. Do not place. I have my own experience. Even in my batch, I have had a couple of guys like that, coming from good backgrounds, good schools, but unfortunately, they get trapped in other, unwanted stuff. And what happens? You ruin your career. You ruin your personality. You get out like just a simple empty man or a woman doing nothing. Don't let that to happen. No point in talking about CVs without them. Clear? The best and the most easiest thing to start with, run a SOT for you, right? Have you ever thought of, running a SOT for you? You always try to run SOT for many other companies, brands, but have you ever thought, that you should do it for you? Please do, right? SOT is a common thing. Everybody knows that. I don't have to, spend time in explaining. You should know your strengths and weaknesses and how to overcome them, especially. You should know what opportunities and threats are there in the marketplace and how to face those challenges. Without knowing, don't get out of your business. So ultimately, make sure that you become, out of the 4-year program in the university, you become a results-oriented person, right? Not input-oriented person, my friends. Don't ever think. We are all depending on inputs. Salary. What a very negative and a very poor start to your career, right? Mata car එකක් දෙනවද? මට ගෙයක් දෙනවද? මට laptop, mobile phones මොනවද දෙන්නේ? Right? Okay, මං කාටද report කරන්නේ? මට හොඳ පුටුවක් කාමරයක් AC room එකක් දෙනවද? You are really a, what? Very outdated traditional fellow for the modern day market. And no one wants, such personnel today. Not at all. They want, okay, you always think, what would be my deliverables? What is the expected outcome from me? What I have to do here? What efficient, effective standards that I need to bring into this company? What is the level of productivity you expect from me, sir? Anna fellow, that's the guy whom they are looking for now. Clear? Your inputs come more than expected, my friend. But unfortunately, our guys don't know that. So they always go by the input focused base, and you ruin everything thereafter. That is very wrong. Make sure that you are result focused. If you know these things, your CV is already done. Huh? This is what I'm saying. So I'm telling you a different way of preparing a CV rather than just say, okay, Puta, first is your profile, next is your academic qualification. I mean, that is there in the YouTube. You all can learn. But this is not there in the YouTube, remember. Right? YouTube you will find, but not in this order at least. Clear? So therefore, take this very carefully, positively, but seriously, so that you would start giving the right place for your career from tomorrow onwards, at least, if we have not heard these things earlier. Right? In addition to a results-focused person, the modern day employer will always want you to be independent and interdisciplinary. Independent all no ස්වාධීනව වැඩ කරන්න ඕන. එක එක මත depend on අරයටයි මේකටයි sir can you help me out sir? I don't know. මචං අර මේ Excel sheet එකක් හදලා මචං matrix එකක් ගහන් ඉන්න කිව්වා. මොකක්ද බං මේ කොහෙන්ද ඒක ඉන්නේ? අඟහරු ලෝකෙන්ද? Right? Don't try to do that. You simply should be able to understand what the employer wants and try your own pace, like always. Get the support. Obviously, you need to get the support, but you should not become a kudalla for the others, right? Leeches, leech, right? Galawa ganda beri taramata epa wuna gaman awu moda gane saban gala hari ogollo halla dano eliyata ayin karala. Don't get into that. Try to be independent and also interdisciplinary. That is very nice. You should become a multifaceted person. Say, you are being, hired for a job, and that job is to play a technical role, but that's not enough. All supportive, services that are required to deliver your job, you should be able to do it. Just like in 10, maybe in the past about 10 years ago or 1 to 2 decades ago, you will not have the PN to your hand, you will not have the driver to your hand, you will not have the secretary, you will not have the steno typist. Don't expect. You might be the CEO, you might become a managing director of a company. Still, everything has to be done by you today. Right? I mean, in certain sectors like government, government, like, I'm telling you because I have, worked with such a big director in a very big, institution in the government. Unfortunate, right? When the fellow go and stop the car, one is coming to take his bag in the lunch packet. What to do? I mean, this is the, efficiency that we are talking about. You understand? But don't expect that to happen anyway in the private sector, or especially, sometimes in the government sector, certain departments, very good today. I don't want to, I don't name it here, but there are certain, sectors have simply become much, much better than earlier. You understand? Try to do like that. Try to, learn at least one more area. If you are an accountant, try to learn a little bit of marketing. Try to learn a little bit of what management principles, a little bit of IT. So try to become an interdisciplinary person so that you can do your job, without any delay. Otherwise, what happens? If something goes wrong with your email, you have to wait the IT guys to come. If something goes wrong, this and that, you have to wait. Now you might be thinking like, okay, my camera didn't work today, so I could have done that on my own. Obviously, yes, I agree with you if you think in that way, right? But I tried all what I know in the system. Unfortunately, my knowledge is not good enough, than an IT guy, right, to overcome the problem. But at least you should have that. You should try. If I could do that, still you could have seen my face now. You understand? Something like that, right? But unfortunately, it didn't work for me. So therefore, learn. It is needed. It is needed, right? Say you are a science graduate. You are going to become a science graduate. You're going to become a chemist specialist. Fine. I mean, why not? You should learn a little bit of sociology, how to deal with people. You understand? A little bit of what? Say, say a little bit of agriculture, right? How to at least, set up your home garden. How to, make sure that you plant something and have a fruit in it. Especially, during COVID, you all understood how important it is to, maintain your home garden, isn't it? Right? This is where you become interdisciplinary, right? Become an entrepreneurial guy, right? Business oriented. Like you might be now wondering what business we are talking, sir. We are in the university. Come on, that is about 10 years ago. That is about 35 years ago. That thinking is gone. It's already gone, Puta. Right? The business means not, start earning profit, inside the university. After all, selling fish and stuff, to your colleague. If a guy does it, I still, adore that fellow. That's a different story. All right? If a guy, selling coconut inside the university and earn something, they are the guys whom the employers want, one fine day. Don't forget. And I have done that. I can tell you without any problem with my colleagues, friends, we have done business while we were in, business can right? Like, my first degree is coming from agriculture. So I'm a product from agriculture faculty, Pera. Okay. So we have done a lot of things. We have organized farmer clinics. We have organized, say, agri-flora, say like exhibitions, right? Like whenever there is a glut during, say huge supply, say it could be green chilies, red chilies, or tomato, or even lime. We have, taken in bulk and, done processing and, start selling, say packed products. I mean, that is how we did, during the 4 years of university, 96 to 2000. You understand? Wonderful life, isn't it? So we were entrepreneurial, we were business oriented even during the university time. And that helped a lot. That helped a lot. And that helped us taking a lot of risk in life. I still remember we, took a lorry from Kandy. There was a time that, red chili prices were coming down like, wow, like 1 kilo, 20 rupees, 30 rupees. But in Kandy, it was 100 rupees. We thought, okay, why not? Kila gya lorry karan kilo dedaha karagatta ammo api kanda dara meristika. Right? That is how we started. Some of the other dahak full profit we kunwa ituru da yan tankala cost ekata kawakala jeevite beragatta guti kannethu. That's a different story. But a lot of experience, and that is needed for you to go for a mission and also to utilize whatever the skills and knowledge you guys have. No point in leaving them in the bookshelf. No point in leaving them for you to use in the future, and that future will never come. Use it now and sharpen your career for a better tomorrow. Clear? So that's how I would like you to think, your so-called skills development program. But remember, without understanding your gap, you will never be able to go for a good employment opportunity. Some guys will get the job from the university itself, but that's a minute percentage out of the smallest percentage of students coming to the university in this country. And rest, what is going to happen? And rest, think again, think. Rest means you all, right? Not easy, Buddha. That is where we would now like to see how best, we can develop so-called, a CV or a marketing, say model to bring your quality out there so that, people can simply learn. Clear? Right. Any questions? Anybody has any one question at this time? Anything you guys want to ask? No problem, but I can go for the next then. And we can take a couple of more questions in the next level. Right, no problem. Okay. Can somebody confirm that you see a different, slide, key points? Tarindi?
Yes, we are seeing the key points.
Excellent. Right. So let me now come back to your what you wanted from me. So some people might be thinking this fellow is talking, I don't know what this guy is talking. He, we came here to learn how to develop a CV, but he's talking something else. In vain actually. What I gave you is what you need to earn from the university. And without them, you are an empty guy coming out of the university after 3-4 years or 5 years for some guys. Clear? Anyway, you should have the interest of developing your CV. That's a different story. But no point having that interest without you have things to put into it. You understand? Right? Now, some guys' CVs are, 35 pages long. I know, and I have got many. When we are asking consultants for our jobs in our institutions, some people, come up with CVs 35. Now, in an academic field, we understand you have to put every research that you have done in the past. Some people, started putting the research that they have done about 35 years ago, 40 years ago, when it comes to senior fellows, Now, today, in today's context, your CV should be short and sweet. Remember, and that itself brings a huge challenge, what to put and what not. For you guys, sometimes no problem. Api nang oy kalino monowada machan danni. Itin 3 wasare අත්වැඩ කරපුවත් ලියනවා. Right? 4 වෙනි පන්සි PT කරලා certificate එකක් හම්බුනේ කාලේ මම ඒකත් ලිව්වා. You understand? But this is I'm coming after the university. But still we don't have things to write. Now that's the problem first. You understand? After 30-40 years, the problem is how to summarize. But now the problem, what to put in. So that is where, like what, you go back to your school. Only thing, Ara Samitiya president. And I was the member of that, society. The best student award, this, right? Member of the, quiz card, won this and that. Oh, again, fine. Right? As long as you are a fresher, at least something, so that the employer can take and understand on what you guys have done, where you have been all this time. School innokota monada kore, gather innokota monada kore, game innokota monada kare, ground ekedi monada kare. That's fine. Habai kenek kariya hewot business side numba monada korala tiyenne. Sorry sir, not yet. And that is why I am asking from you, sir. Give me an opportunity, I'll show you. Now, how can you tell that? Professionally, diplomatically. And that is where the covering letter comes in. ඔය covering letter එකක් අපි දාගන්නේ ඔය නිකන් ජොලියට මේ අපි ගැනම ලියන්න නෙවෙයි. සමහර අය දන්නේ නැති ඉඳ covering letter එකත් CV එකේ කොපියක්. This is wrong. Covering එකත් CV කරලා then you attach CV again. So you send 2 CVs, unfortunately. That's wrong. Right? Let me come to that. I can talk for about 3-4 hours, but then no time, right? So therefore, I might skip certain slides, but then, I have anyway spoken, right? Key points that you need to keep in your mind, right? For you to consider whether how or what. For an example, how to develop a CV or what to be included. CV is your marketing rep. Actually, on behalf of you, CV is what? CV is promoting you. Then companies will marketing reps line. Their job is to market the company and the brands and products. So CV is your marketing rep whom markets you. You understand, right? So remember, organizations look for the look of your CV. That means look of you. May oyage look එක explain කරන්න අමාරුයි පුතා. ඒක dress code එකකින්ද, පෙනුමෙන්ද, CV එකකින්ද, quality එකකින්ද, results වලින්ද, qualification එකෙන්ද එන්නේ කියලා හරියට කියන්න බෑ. But one thing I can tell you, it comes from everything. Just like the reputation, right? The reputation that a brand gets simply, through this. Clear? I hope it's clear for you. Now, when you want to develop your CV, it's very important you plan for it. Okay? I mean, if you plan very well, it's not a big deal. Okay, you all need to understand what to write, right? Then how to write. I told you what to be included is the most important thing, right? And that way you really can, that way you really can what, avoid fail, avoid planning to fail. This is a very nice, story. I don't know whether you guys have heard this, right? Failure to plan, that means you are failed to plan for a good CV. And obviously that is planning to fail at the interview or the job. Why we are getting into that step, like after all, knowing that. So don't get, fail to plan and plan to fail. That is very important. Under planning, you need to make sure that you all have a nice mission statement in your CV. Your goals have to be very short term. Don't write something that you will never be able to achieve. Some people say, I'm a very passionate, person on this and that, and my ambition is to become queen of, this, that. You can't. I want to become like what? Say president of America. I mean, that's nice. You can, but we never know by when. Maybe in, another, couple of generations after. So those won't do at this moment. You start with some good, doable, smart, short-term goals. Smart, specific, measurable, you all know, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. Go for some smart goals and also keep one or two long-term goal, and those short-term goals should contribute to your final dream goal, which is the long-term, right? This is really important. Huh? That is how you should start. Okay. Now, like, say you might be thinking a lot, right? You might be thinking, say, if you are a medical student, you might be thinking orthopedics, education, research. If you are an agriculture graduate, you might be thinking nanotechnology. You might be thinking, hybrids. If you might be thinking of, say, blockchain technology and the climate change, adaptation, mitigation, joint blending. Malata terinne. Mankivo matavat terunne. You understand? So don't think that big. It is important, but only when you achieve your short-term goals. Otherwise, what happens? Like, obviously you become what? Say, redundant, in the employment market. Use your mind mapping. Mind mapping, right? Product search, no time to give you much. You come up with your own map from your own mind. You understand? It's very important, right? You become a mind manager to you and try to explore opportunities and think where you should be ending, right? Now, when it comes to achieve, or planning how to achieve your goals, it's very important you come up with a plan to develop your CV, think of your academic performance, and at the same time, extracurricular activities. These are all important, right? Now, for an example, some of these examples coming from a particular field, that is medical field, but then you can simply adapt these things into your own field. Say, if a guy comes from an arts field, put in there. If a guy comes from an agriculture field, put that, accordingly, like that. This is all important in that, right? Now, when you're trying to achieve your goals and put them in your CV, you all need to show in your CV that you're always what? Committed. You are available anytime. No, what you call reservations. You would love to network with many other people, and you are always proactive than reactive. That means you can plan. You always think of, in advance of things what could happen and what could not. You are fully organized, and obviously, like, you are really, really like to be a person with others, mingle around them, and to bring the synergies as teamwork. Clear? Now, these things are the ones that should come in your CV, which is very important, right? So therefore, at the end of the day, one could ask this question: how should I get my job, right? Now, when it comes to a CV, like, CV is not alone, right? Now, you will attach a cover letter, and that is where you introduce yourself, right? Then you will add CV, and that is exactly what you have, everything according to a chronological order of what you have achieved, what you have done, your academic, your experience, etc., etc. You also would bring a couple of references or referees, I would say, referees to, for the employer to check your record with, right? So make sure you bring some referees that they know you well, right? And sometimes, what happens, we bring referees, but referees don't know who you are. So no sooner the company calls them, they must be wondering, who is this fellow? I don't know. No. And that's the end of your job, Putta. You understand? So you should be really, ethical enough to get the permission from the referee first, remind the fellow that I am going to apply for this position, and keep the fellow informed time to time. Otherwise, what happens in case, if it's a very good job, and if that person simply misses you, or maybe, so forgets you, you are losing, isn't it? So it's yours and mine's duty to remind the person. And that's not the duty of them to keep that in their mind and, looking for the opportunity. Obviously not. They can't do it, right? And in addition to that, in addition to call letters, CV, references, you also need to have a personal statement. Now, this is strong in today's competitive markets, right? Mostly what happens, you put that in your CV itself, right? Objective statement, personal, like, you put different names for it, but you should have your own statement. It's like a declaration. Mama podi pratignaවක් දෙනවා. මට මේ ජොබ් එක හම්බ වුණොත් මම මෙහෙමයි කරන්නේ. එහෙම නැත්තම් මම මේ වගේ කෙනෙක්. I want to do like this, and if I get this opportunity, this is how I am going to do. Give a personal statement properly, right? Now, once you send all these things, only from the company end, they start screening you candidates. You will be just one maybe out of 1,000 not applicants. Now, sometimes when HSBC, Unilever, United Nations, World Bank, podi job එකක් එහෙම පත්තරේ දැම්මොත් ඕවට එන applications ගන්න over 1,000 පුතා. Over 1,000, right? If it's a kind of an assistant management trainee type of a position. And that simply tells us how big the employment problem is in the country. And now it has become double after COVID. That's the reality. You all are going to get into this highly competitive, field, right? And this is why the discussion today is going to be really important. Another reason why it is important, right? If you are not the right person that the company wants, right, at the screening, you will get excluded. You will get kicked out. Ratu පාටින් දැන් මේකයි. ඉතින් ඔතනින් 999ක් හැලුනොත්, if it is only one position at that particular place, after all 1,000 apply, just imagine what's going to happen for that 999, right? I'm not just giving, information. Huh? These are all, well known and proven information. Obviously not one, maybe like for certain positions, companies sometimes take about 30, 40 at once. Like, say Bank of Ceylon advertises for trainee banking assistants. My gosh, they get over 10,000 applicants sometimes, 10,000. And they want only maybe 100. You just imagine, huh? Right? 10,000 applicants, only 100, 9,900 will be dropped. That's the reality. And only the qualified guys with minimum qualifications, and then they would be, expose you to assessments like, maybe presentations, tests, aptitude tests, this and that. And if it's a little senior level position, even they might directly call you for interviews thereafter, right? And remember, it's very important. Remember, this thank you letter is not coming from the company, right? This may be something you learned today, which we might not even know. If you get called for an interview, remember, if you are called for an interview, just after the interview, send a thanking letter to the company. Anybody you have known this earlier? Anybody who has known this earlier? That, after an interview, better to send a thank you letter to the company. I like to, see at least one person. Raise your hand. I'm sorry, I don't see. Right, okay, I can see now. One person at least, raise your hand. That you knew, okay, this is a good step. Just in case if I am called for an interview, just after interview, it's better to send a thanking letter. And no one actually had even thought of. No one is asking either, right? Learn today from maybe this session. Try to do that. May not be now because you guys are not interested in applying for jobs now, no? Because you must be in, I don't know actually, in which year you guys are here. I couldn't ask that. Or you guys are coming from all years in the university. Can somebody quickly say, are you only the final years, or year 1, year 2, year 3, all are there? Tarindi?
We have year 1s, year 2s, years.
Oh, great. Okay, excellent. And final years as well, no?
Yes.
Those guys. Okay, so those guys are the ones who they are going to get this maximum today, right? Remember, keep that in your mind in case if you're called for an interview. Say it's from PGIA, say from PGS, or maybe, say Senate job. අනේ අන්තිමේට ඔක්කොම අවුරුදු 5කින් ඉන්නේ මට ඔච්චරයි හරියන්නේ. like clerical post එකක් එනවා Senate එකේ file හදන්න. කමක් නෑ අනේ කියලා ඒකටත් apply කරනවා. මෙන්න બોලේ කරුමෙට වගේ my goodness these guys have asked me to come for an interview. Very nice no? interview එක ඉවර වෙච්ච ගමන් ලියුමක් දාන්න Senate එකේ හෙට්ට. දාන්න. Dear sir, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. You interviewed me and I really enjoyed and learned. Right? I'm thrilled for the next result. Thank you so much and waiting for your next letter, sir. ලියන්නකෝ. එපා කියලා පොලිසියට අර යනවද? මෙන්න අර අරුවන්න ලියුමක් කියලා එන්න කියපන්. දාන්න පොලිසියට කූඩුවට. එහෙම ලෝකෙ කිසිම කෙනෙක් කරන්නේ නැහැ. Think innovative කියන්නේ ඒකයි. You understand? I mean, this might be sometimes able to change mindsets of the reviewing panel. We never know, Putra. Try. I don't want to tell you more. Okay, it's all yours. Okay, right? So let's go for a couple of more things. Covering letter, as I already told you, right? You can develop a covering letter. Remember, don't write too much in a cover letter. Some people write 3 to 4 page cover letters. My goodness, who would be reading, Putra? No one will read. No one. Don't write. Right? Maximum 1 page.Eket 1 page කියලා උඩ ඉඳලා අගට පුරවලා එවනවා paragraphs. Entire CV is there. Don't do that. Right? You see, like couple of paragraphs, just 1, 2, 3 the maximum. Right? Take first one and just tell one thing, 1 line, 2 lines about you and why they have to take you. Just write, hey, look here, sir. I am like this. I can do this. I am this kind of a man. I am this kind of a woman. And this is why I'm telling you to take me, sir. Right? Don't repeat the CV. Just, try to be innovative and bring some words, lines to attract them for their job. Right? And then come up with another para, right? To just talk about them, not about you. You talk about them and mention why you want them. පළවෙනියට ඇයි උන්ට මාව ඕන. දෙවෙනියට ලියනවා ඇයි මට ඒගොල්ලන්ව ඕනි. Sir, I really want to work for a company like you due to these reasons. Write it. අන්තිම පැරා මේක ලිව්වේ නැති වුණාට තව 1 paragraph යන්න පුළුවන් third එක. ඒක කියන්නේ I am really waiting for your call, sir. Right? Don't preach all නිකන් එහෙම ගන්න වෙලාව නිකන් දෙකටම බඩ ගන්නත් එපා. Right? But write in a diplomatically, diplomatical and more demanding way, which is nice. But you need to remember that you need them. So that, little kind of a what? Podi begging එකක් තියෙන්න වෙනවා. You cannot be the boss for your company boss. අපි ලියනකොට එහෙමත් අමතක වෙලා ලියවෙනවා. අන්තිමට බලනකොට I am the boss. They are the, employees like වගේ. Very wrong. So don't ever think that. Try to manage, try to, control for better writing. Now, if we come to your CV, right, you all know it is like, what? I mean, there is nothing called the best format. Loke kohevat menna me type එක CV ලියපන් කියලා නෑ. If you just, get into the internet, you will get thousands and thousands ways of writing CVs. And, I don't want to tell that now in this class. I mean, everything is there. What I want is, there is nothing called right or wrong. The right one would be right one for you. Exactly. And that has to bring your own personal flavor in it. I mean, there is a typical CV, Darshiya Shaka Saile Matakan Eva Getamai, right? There is a typical plant cell also. So likewise, typical CV format එක තියෙනවා ලෝකේ. Right? එතකොට තමයි ඕක ඉතින් මුලින්ම like you put your personal details, then you write your personal statement, then you come up with your academic qualifications, then the say your personal experience starting from the most current, down to the earlier ones like අපි එකට කියනවා like chrono reverse, or you could say chronological order කියලා, right? ඊට පස්සේ then you come up with your experience, your computer literacy, your language proficiency, your say association da ඔහොම ඉතින් මාගල වගේ ලියාගෙන යන්න හැකියි. Now, the beauty is how best you can put everything to 2 to 3 pages maximum. That is where the difficult part comes. And that is why there are a number of formats being developed by Microsoft Uncle. Thank you to Bill Gates. You understand? You thank the fellow. He has already given, many for you to pick. You pick a format and put your stuff into that. Simple as that. Isn't it? And that would be maybe maximum 3 or maybe 4 page document. But initially, you might not even have 3 pages. I mean, don't worry then. Maybe like 3-4 ගැන දුක් වෙන්න යන්න එපා. එක දෙක හදා ගන්නත් බැරි තැනක අපි ඉන්නේ සමහරවිට. You understand? But when you become experienced, say, after the first job, maybe when you get into the 5th, 6th job, obviously your CV becomes stronger. Because not only the job that you write, but also the skills gained, trainings, that you were exposed, right? And also like, capacity that you developed, awards that you got. I mean, these are all very good points, Putha, for your CV. And that is why I said, take the first turn, don't wait for the second, right? Remember the guidelines that are required as well. Very, very important, right? Now, when it comes to CVs, when it comes to applying for positions, you always make sure that you keep a track record. You keep a track record like what? For you to, be organized well. Very important. Sometimes whatever you can't remember which CV that I applied for that position. When you are being asked for an interview only, you realize, my goodness, tomorrow interview. Wow, I'm happy. But what did I send to them? I can't remember. Because you need to be prepared for the CV that you have, forwarded, right? I mean, at this moment, you might not have a big issue because why? Your CV is smaller. But when you get more and more, what happens when you apply for a position, you have to revise your CV to suit to the job description that the new position has asked. කෝකටත් තයිලේ වගේ හැම CV එකම නමයි ඇඩ්‍රස් එකයි වෙනස් කර කර දාලා හරියන්නේ නැහැ. And that is what we basically do. සමහර වෙලාවට නම මාරු කරන්නත් අමතක වෙලා පුතා කම්පැනි එකකට දාලා වෙන කම්පැනි එකේ ඇඩ්‍රස් එක අයියෝ ඒ මිනිස්සු දැක්ක ගමන් කුණු කෝඩේට දානවා. මේකට කිසිම උනන්දුවක් නැහැ. නමවත් වෙනස් කරන්න උනන්දුවක් නැහැ. Simple. අතල තමයි. We make their what? Shortlisting process easier. So they should thank you, obviously, right? And CV is a living document, Putha. It has to be updated regularly. Whenever you get something value to your career, something added value to your, path, put that in your CV. Don't wait until you get a chance to prepare a CV for the next position. And that would be a real difficult, task. You make a habit, you always maintain a master CV. That's what I do. That's what I do. Your master CV may be by now 15, 20 pages, still fine, Putha. No worries. Why? It has all your achievements throughout your career. Let it be. I mean, you should be proud to see that, no? Time to time, isn't it? අවුරුද්දකට සැරයක්වත් මාස CV එක පොඩ්ඩක් කියවන්න. Oh, wow. Say, I'm Tarindi, no? Okay, fine. Wow, look at Tarindi. So you yourself, you should be really happy. Be proud of you. එහෙම කියලා ජොබ් එකක් කිල්ලපුවම අර මාගල යවන්න එපා. ඒකයි කියන්නේ. අපි මොකද කරන්නේ? ලේසියට දෙන්නම් පුතේ 15 20 කියලා ඔතලා දාලා එන්විලොප් එකේ දාලා යවනවා අර 15ම. එකෙක්වත් බලන්නේ out. You are out. ඔයා මොකද කරන්න ඕන? Use the master CV and always develop a CV for the right position and the asked qualification set. And that could be just 3 to 4 to 5 page document. අර කරපු ඔක්කොම මාගල් ටික ලියන්නේ. Job එකේ job description එකට support කරන ඒවා ටික විතරයි you need to come up with, my friends. Clear? Learn that. And that is what I am doing. It has always done best for me. And I am sure for you as well. What you need to do, in your organization, මේ organization කියන ආයතන නෙවෙයි, සංවිධානගත වීම. ඔයාගේ folder එකක් ලස්සනට open කරන්න ඔයාගේ laptop එකේ, computer එකේ, mobile phone එකේ කොයි හරි කමන්නේ තියෙන දේවල් එක පොඩ්ඩක් open කරගන්න. ඒකේ ලස්සනට folders හදාගන්න. එකක් තියාගන්න master CV කියලා. And that is the living document. And every position you applied for, it could be for an academic work, it could be for a competition, it could be for a job vacancy or job position. All, you have to keep, like, there is an example here. I mean, this is a simple example, but you can, have your own way of, demarcating it and do it for you. This is very important to track what would happen in future even, right? If there is a need, you can always, track, okay? Keep original certificates, thank you letters, timetables, etc., that you have been used in your positions, right? Keep copies of the above in a separate folder always, right? That's very, very important. Scan them. If needed, keep them in electronic formats like this. See, this is the way your folder should look like. These are important. They're really important, right? Because you might need sometimes to trace them backward, especially when it comes to academic, right? Think like that. This is all important in that sense. Okay, right. Now, when it comes to a CV, remember, there are a lot of things that you can add. Among them, it's very important that you have your personal data. It could come at the top or it could come at the last or the end. No problem. It's all up to you. It is important you bring your educational qualifications, any degrees, honors that you're being awarded, certification, licensures that you've been, simply given. Experience is the utmost thing. Start your CV with experience, not, just after your personal details or the problem, what do you call the personal statement. Just start with experience. If you are an experienced person, employer wants to know what you are doing right now. That is the very first thing an employer would look into. So why don't you start with that, right? Research is something every employer look in you today, and mostly what we don't do as well. Now, you guys being university students, at least something that you guys would do, at least your final year thesis as your first research, which is not enough, Puta. Start, thinking of some research on your own. You don't have to wait for the final year to conduct a simple research, right? Right? You need to create or inculcate a research kind of an experience. Research unak. අපි භාෂාවෙන් කියන්නේ research unak ඇති කරගන්න. ඒ වගේ results දකින්නකොට ආස හිතෙනවා. ඒකෙන් steps දෙක තුනක් article එකක් ලියලා පත්තරයට දාපුවාම you really feel proud of it. No sooner you get an opportunity, you put into a professional paper, scientific paper, and publish it somewhere. Present it in a symposia. Apply for it and get it. Come on, you would become one of the most junior researchers in the Peradeniya University. Think like that. So your research culture has now been started, thought by whom? The private sector as well. Interestingly, obviously, government positions, non-governmental, international organizations, they really want what? Say research background. I work for International Union for Conservation of Nature, the largest and the oldest world environment conservation organization. We are into research, obviously into research, right? I mean, research is a part and parcel of our business today, which you guys need to do. Clear? And also, like, if you have written something that carries a lot to your CV in future, remember, right? That is what, you say publications. It could be an article. Say, like, I personally still remember when I was at the university, the agriculture faculty, we had this, two magazines. One was Saruketa, and that is agriculture faculty magazine. And the other one was AFELA, English Literary Association of, agriculture faculty. And I was one of the founder member there. And I was the first editor there, right? And we had this Vision magazine. I hope still, those guys might be continuing. That's what I learned. Interesting. It's really interesting, Like, I still have in my master CV, the articles that I wrote to those two magazines. And I still have some of the, articles that I could publish in the newspapers. One was in Sunday Observer, if I can remember. And I have a reference to that as well, Puta. And those still carry a lot of weight for your CV. Clear? Think of them. Think of some of the presentations you do or deliver to the private sector, to different audiences, different groups, and make a note in your CV, at least until, you get some value to it, right? The professional memberships in, recognized, say, associations, clubs and stuff. Now, you all are members of the Rotaract Club of the University of Peradeniya, right? Why not? It's an important, element to be carried out in your CV, right? You would become, say you are a member of the Soil Scientists Association. You become the Environmental Professional Association or the medical, medical professionals, association, etc., etc. Very nice, important. You need to have them. At least මේවා දැකලා මේ එක එක හොයාගන්න. CV එකවත් පුරවන්න කියලා at least හොයාගන්න දැන්. Until you get the real sense of it. Very important for that. Clear? Right. 2 seconds, please. Okay, I hope you take all these things with positive spirit and the best knowledge, right? This is very, very important for you guys. Okay, I don't know whether I have more time, but I'll try to tell you more. I hope it is okay. Tarindi, am I have more time for you to give me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Additional category sections that are required. Now, these are not a must anyway. Nice to have, like, not a must, but nice to have. Some companies, they send you the formats, right? That is how it happens today. Because, People send different kinds of CVs, and a company simply can't, categorize the information the way they want. So easily what they do, they develop their own format and ask you guys to what? Apply online. Obviously today, CV hadagena photocopy gahala atsan karala liyum karala dala kale iwarai pota. Most companies today, what they do, they give you the link, they send you the link, and you go there, you start filling the format online like it's a Google form. So it's easy. So whatever they want, you need to fulfill actually, right? So additionally, you might need to come up with this objective or the professional interest statement, computer technical skills, the leadership, qualities, additional experience that you have, different committees that you are, sort of leading, you're chairing, right? Professional development that you have got or observed or maybe exposed to, like training, professional organization, workshops, conferences that you have attended, right? The community services, being volunteering, in the society, right? Different foreign languages that you are good at, like interests, hobbies, etc., etc. Now, these are not a must to put in your CV though, but in case if that adds value to the job description that has been posted or advertised by the employer, think of them, Pota. They're really, really important. Think of them adding, that would add value to your career. Clear? That's the advantage of having them. Now, when you are trying to develop a CV, there are some general rules to follow, right? Especially the consistency. සංවිධානගත වීමක් තියෙන්න ඕන ඔයාගේ CV එකේ මුල සිට අගට, like the style, margins, alignments, different time periods, spaces, like should be nice and attractive. සමහර අයගේ CV බලපුවම ඉස්සෙල්ලා මුලදී ඔන්න one space, දෙවෙනි double space වෙලා, ඊළඟට fonts මාරු වෙලා, ඊළඟට එහෙට මෙහෙට පැනලා, layout is out, no punctuation, no alignment. Obviously that shows how disorganized you are. That's more than enough for a company to understand how disorganized you are. You don't have the commitment at least to develop your CV better, and which is your marketing representative. So you are sending your marketing representative, which is entirely confused. You understand? Who want you? Nobody will want you, right? In that kind of a disorganized manner, right? It's very important. Use horizontal space as much as possible. This is very nice, right? Try to balance the page. Try to balance the content to that page as much as possible, right? Don't leave unnecessary space, but it's very nice to see some space in between, right? It's very important, right? At the same time, avoid odd page breaks. Unfortunately, some people do that. Don't do it. Clear? Now see this kind of a CV. I'm sorry, like, it's very small. I just, put it in this way, right? But still I understand that you can, I'm sorry, that you can see the flavor in it, right? You see top, the way that they have put in, right? Basically the, what you call personal details, then the personal data, employment history, education history, like that. Like, see the arrangement, see the organization. It's much nicer to your eye, even though it is, visible very small here. You understand? But it's nice to see in that way, isn't it? Right? See the next one. See, it's very nice, aligned, bullets, like, same consistent style, like, the topics come in the same format. It's nice to see this kind of a CV. Do you agree with me? At least one person? Yes? Do you agree? Oh, you don't agree?
Yes.
Yeah, you should be, it looks nice. Oh, you can't read, that's a different story, but looks nice. That's what I'm saying. It's nicely organized. You put your own stuff. You don't have to, put other stuff, no? You put your own stuff under those, say, headings. Clear? It's very important to consider in that way. And that is where you start, say, developing your own CV. Clear? So there are a lot of things that one can simply, say, learn in terms of, conducting or maybe preparing a CV. But remember, like, every time you don't, get the opportunity of, how to do and what to do. This is very, very important. Clear? Right. Let me share a couple of more, maybe last few do's and don'ts. Just give me a minute. All right. It is here. Right. Now, these are also important when you are preparing a CV, right? Now you can share your CV with your friends, maybe your lecturers, ask for their advice. Right? It's okay, no problem. අපි කවදාවත් දෙන්නේ නැහනේ. මන් දුන්නොත් මගේ එක copy කරයි. ඔක තමයි හිතන්නේ. පළවෙනිම, the first attitude is that, right? If even somebody, Machan, can I have your CV? You know, I just want to prepare my one. Machan, I can't give you, but I'll tell you how to do it. You come with you, I'll tell you. I mean, you don't have to, because nobody can, you know, copy your CV. Your CV is yours. How can others take? Obviously, others will learn the format. Others will learn the style, but let them. It's okay. Let them learn, right? That is why we are all living together. You know, we are friends. We live in the same community. So share, you understand? So when it comes to, you know, learning and getting advice, you really need to read, or maybe anybody, then based on that, you revise, again, read, again, revise. So likewise, you just do it, you know, on a regular basis. Then only your CV becomes, you know, basically, you know, what you call rich, clear? But these are the ones you should not do, right? Like, you know, some people write curriculum vitae at the top. Don't do that, Puta. CV ke udimma, you know, topic ke wage. Rather, you can put your name and your photograph nicely. Be innovative, because people know that it is CV. Companies know, I mean, when you know sooner you send, they know that it is CV, because you have already mentioned in your covering letter that I have, you know what, attached my CV for your further information, right? You understand? It's very important. And if it's an online submission, don't ever send your CV as a Word document, right? You know why I'm saying. I mean, there is a good chance of getting things here and there, and obviously it will be, you know, basically spoiled, right? Convert into a PDF, it will go as it is. Have I වැරදි කරා නම් වැරදි තේ විදියම ලස්සනට top එකට යනවා හෙට. Right? You understand? ඒ නිසා make sure before you convert it into PDF that your Word version looks so smart and nice and attractive and correct and true information. And then only you need to convert it to PDF and send, right? It's very, very important. Clear? And at the same time, don't send your CV electronically with a file name like, you know, my CV, mine, my CV කිව්වට ඒගොල්ලෝ දන්නවද ඔයා කවුද කියලා? අපි save කරන්නේ my CV. අනේ ඉතින් පස්සේ යනකොටත් attach කරලා තියෙන්නේ my CV. Sometimes if they are not interested, you know, simply what, you know, gone into the trash. Because I mean, it could happen anytime. You need to understand that these things could happen at any given time. Okay, it's very, very, you know, difficult. Clear? So sometimes, you know, what happens when you send your CVs in the Word format, it looks like this, but it will, like, you know, looks like this, like, you know, you can see like it has been, you know, appeared, you know, it's halfway, and it, you know, it could go here and there anytime. It go here and there anytime. And this is why you need to avoid, you know, avoid such things happening. Don't use emails, you know, like these and that, right? Don't fabricate things. That is also not good, right? It's important that you format your CV with the right consistency given, right? You should have a nice order, right? Basically, use all periods or number of periods at the end of a sentence, basically, like, you know, the timing, always timing to go at the end. Like, you know, say I attended, you may have attended a conference, attended this international conference held in Bangladesh or held in, you know, say Bhutan, right, in 2014, blah, blah, blah. Years, time at last, right? Very important, right? At the same time, don't number sections like, you know, personal, date, education and all. Avoid personal pronouns like I. Don't write in CVs I, we, us. Always write in the third person, you know, that reporting format, right? Okay. So use action verbs like it was, you know, organized, facilitated, etc., right? Consistent alignment is a must, like left aligning, right aligning, using of tabs, using indenting, outdenting, or maybe, you know, spaces. These all have to be consistent in your CV. Clear? It's very, very important. You can just see, you know, different ways that we need to put in a CV. You see employment, you can see how, like, you know, say June 2010 to present time. Then what, you start earlier, always the earlier time to the present, earlier time to the present, like that. That is how you start, you know, writing your employment history record, right? Very important. We call it reverse chronological. Chronological can time frame, other header inganidda, like that. Reverse means right today and you go backward, because when it comes to an employment, employers first like to know what you are doing now rather than what you did about 10 years ago. That is why it is needed in that one. Clear? Even your education, go for reverse chrono, like the latest. What are the latest educational qualification you have? The highest or the latest, and then go behind, right? Or be like that. That is very important. Okay. So I'm not going to talk about these things like, you can see this sometimes what happens, your wrong spellings, this and that, right? Try to avoid this, as much as possible, right? So at the end of the day, your CV should be the final product to market yourself. Clear? Therefore, get it in the best quality, right? Api CV එක ගන්න කොටත් බලනවා economize කරන්න සමහර අය, right? Don't try to do that. Okay, if possible, spend a little bit more money and get the best quality CV, best quality paper, best quality, say standard, and send to the employer. So no sooner they get that into their hand, they really feel the quality of you, that they see in you. Actually, it's not the quality of the paper they see in, it is the quality of you that they see in. That is very, very important. Clear? Right. I think that's good enough. Right? I'll take a couple of questions if you all have, but this is good enough for you to be prepared, for you to get a taste or a flavor of your work that you guys do right now, right? And also the importance of thinking about this from the university career onwards. I can speak for another 2 hours even, but then time doesn't permit to do that. But in case if we, meet one fine day, it would be the best. But let me finish my, say entire thing with my last slide, which is also equally important. Okay, right, and that is this. Ta-da. Share and run on our. This is my last slide that I would like to share with you. Let me put into the full slide mode, right? I mean, it's a very important question that you all should ask, right? Whether you are the right person for the right job. Even employers will always ask for it, right? When you think whether you are the right person to the right job, there are many things that you need to do. One, yes, your age matters a lot, Putha, right? If you are young, people do always like, because they like your energy, more than you, they like your energy, right? If you are a man, woman, it depends, right? Certain companies don't discriminate, which is nice. So those are highly diplomatic type of organization. But some companies obviously discriminate you being a man or a woman, unfortunately, depending on the nature of the job, right? But nowadays, majority of the companies, they give you equal opportunities. They don't mind whether you are a man or a woman, as long as you do the job for them. Whether it's day and night, whether it's Colombo, say Manila, whether, it's like, say hard work, soft work, if you all do without any, say separation, companies don't mind whether you are a man or a woman. And that's the gender that we talk of. But there are certain sectors still in Sri Lanka, they have discriminations. Certain jobs are not good for ladies. Certain jobs are not good for men. That is the label they have. Stereotyping, you learn. Obviously, the qualification, mine, that has now become the buzzword in the market today. You understand? Even though people don't, consider much in for certain jobs, qualifications do matter. And that is why, you have come to the university, Putha, right? And try to add or put some icing to it. That is very, very important, right? අර මං කිව්වේ ඕගොල්ලෝ නිකන් මොට නැති පිහියක් වෙන්න පුළුවන් පස්සේ කාලෙක අර මොට තියෙනවා sharpen it. The way you can sharpen your knife, your degree would be at some professional tone for it, right? Like I say, a marketing qualification. Marketing means your career, your life. It is not a technical, say subject. It is a way of living. Simple as that. It's a way of living. Now you plan to live, in the university, you add the top for it, way of living, something like that. Not only marketing, you will have many other like communication, right? Entrepreneurship, branding, you understand? Like, learn those things, right? It's very important to your career, right? Psychology, right? This is all important. Consumer psychology, right? Like accounting, IT, HR, mind, a lot. So try to add value, because at the end of the day, you need to brand yourself. No, you should be a brand. Now, Sangha is a Global brand today, everybody knows Sangha, but still nobody knows maybe Tarindi. Now, why not Tarindi? You think of branding yourself starting from now. Maybe I can see one other lady, Dasuni. Come on, start. You should be branding yourself now. Otherwise, nobody knows, right? So put some, marketing to it if possible. And that's the brand that you can simply get in. Knowledge is what you make, into the right place, right? It's not always, what you learn in the classroom. What you learn in the classroom is not exactly the knowledge. They are all data and information you gather. The knowledge means when you start practicing there. When you start practicing them, right? Bring your skills onto it, right? Change your attitudes, as I earlier told you. Positive attitude, very, very important. So with this slide, I would like to stop, right? My simple speech here, just to support you to do the best. And I personally believe you learned something out of it and you would practice much better than that you have been. How to develop a CV is not a big deal. You can get from your friends even. If not, you take a YouTube and do it. But it is not what is important here. Not basically how to develop. There are a lot of people to help you, including YouTube. But what to put in it is the problem. And that will not come through YouTube, Sudha. And that is what I gave you today. If you like, you start feeling it today itself, so that in the next 2 to 3 years or 3 to 4 years time, you will have a better CV for you, even before you start, applying for jobs in the marketplace. Good luck, my friends. Good luck, son, daughter. Do well, right? Happy to talk to you guys, as another, product of University of Peradeniya. Excellent. Good luck. And I can answer any questions if you have, but otherwise we can wind up the session. Thanks to organizers. Thanks to my colleague, my friend Namita, right? He is coming from Slim. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to talk to you guys, even though, it's not a good time for me. I had a lot of other works as well, but then still, I was really happy to talk to you, being, Para guys. Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the in-depth insight you provided, covering a wide perspective. So we have a couple of questions. Before moving on to the question and answer session, we have a small video from our innovation partner, Celex Engineering Private Limited. Within the past hour, our participants have been sending questions one after another. As the time restricts, we will be answering few selected questions that has been asked the most. Yes. Sir, you told us about the cover letter. So we have heard about something called the resume. Is this the same thing or are those two different things?
Resume is again the CV, right? CV, biodata, personal resume. These all, talk about the same thing, right? Basically, it is the, curriculum vitae is coming from Latin. I couldn't tell you, no? It's a Latin term. The understanding is, your way of living, actually. That's what you mean by CV. You understand? Personal resume, again, the way you have come up with something like that. Biodata is, biodata, mine, come on. Everybody talks about biodata, like, it's all the same. But covering letter is kind of what? It's an introductory part to your CV. You understand? It's like හිස්සතින් යන්න හොඳ නැහැ කියලා නිකන් බිස්කට් පැකට් එකක් එහෙම අරන් යන්න. ඒක CV එකක් නිකන් දානකොට නිකන් හෙළුවෙන් දැම්මා වගේ. You understand? Like, empty. So to avoid that, you add a little bit of a value to your CV and you introduce your CV. Hey, look here, you are going to get a CV like this. Look at that. Please, open it and look at it. So we are inviting the employer to look at my CV, because some employees even don't have an interest to see my CV. They don't have time. They're very busy, right? When your CV becomes 10 pages, they will never look at it. So that is why your 3 to 4 para covering letter is going to be so important. You understand? And that is where you get the real attention to your CV. Clear? So think like that and develop your covering letter as I just told you today. Have a couple of paras. First para, like write about you and why they should, want you. Second para, write about them, why you want them. Third para, what you expect to do, even after, like, seeing the CV by them. Just give them, some kind of an assurance. That is what you need to have as covering letter.
Sir, we have another question. when considering educational qualifications, when we include those in the CV, should we include things like subjects we studied in the final year and the GPA kind of things in our CV?
I would say like in your first attempt for the first job opportunity, you might write because you don't have much things to write, you know. But if you say like, okay, completed this degree at this university during this period with a second lower, second upper, that's more than enough. I mean, GPA not needed because those guys know second lower like it's below like what 3.3, isn't it? Am I right? See 3.3, yeah, like you know. If it's second upper, we know it's between 3.3 and 3.7, right? So just brand it, that's good enough. But say like you don't have anything to write, so then in that sense write the subjects as well. CV එක පිරෙන්නත් එපයිනේ. මොනවද දාලා? මොකුත්ම නැත්තම් බඩු නැත්තම් ඕවා දාලා පුරවලා අරිනවා. හැබැයි CV එක ලොකු වෙන්න පොඩි minute things you forget. You just brand it with your main qualification only. Over.
So if we have a job experience that is not related to the job we are planning to apply to, so do we need to include that in the CV?
Yes, that's a good question. Now, this is where you need to be careful. Sometimes what happens, you don't have direct experience now, right? But still, your experience that may have come from another discipline at another place still count on you. And that is what you should write. For an example, like, okay, fine, you're applying for a position in the accounting field, right? But you have some marketing experience. You have worked as a brand executive for a company, just imagine, right? So, okay, you write, okay, past experience, work, brand executive for company X from 2008 to 2009, just put in there. Then the experience, what you gain, what? Okay, like, marketing for the best satisfaction of the customer, which might help you in satisfying the key audience that the current company is expecting to work with. That's it. So bring what you learn from that position, which you can apply to the new position. That is very important, Bodha, right? That's very, very important. And maybe if you don't have a place to write in your CV, that's the line which you could bring into the cover letter. I'm applying for an accounting position. Brand executive experience, what? Covering letter, right? In applying for this position, the experience I gained through what? Branding products of company X have been really helpful in understanding the requirement of branding your services to this particular target audience. I hope you got my point. Just bring that experience and apply to your new position that you're going to do it, right? And write it in one paragraph by blending all the experience you have. Even unrelated, still you try to bring the experience you gain, not the technical work that you may have done maybe. Because technical hard skill might not needed for the new company, but the soft skills are always needed, and that's what they're looking for. Basically, they are looking for, and they might even ask that question even at the interview, for sure. Over.
Yes, sir. I would like one of our participants had asked, had told that she has a question. I would like to give her the chance to ask your unmute yourself and ask the question you have.
Hello, I hope I am audible to everyone.
Yes, you're audible.
Okay, sir mentioned in at a point about the research publications, like if it's more academic related, like it would help us if we started being more research inclined before our final year research, and maybe publishing it either in official or unofficial, maybe journals or in blogs would be helpful. But I had a problem, sir, sometimes in some journals, they require like certain payments and fees, and maybe they might not even like agree to take on an article depending on the content. So I wanted more information on that, if sir has some time to tell.
It is obviously true. Obviously, like, if you want to publish your work, it has to be first in the standard quality. And normally the papers will be going through a rigorous process. They go through, a very, high level panels, and they need to verify, they need to review, a couple of people might be reading. And if they are on up to a certain standard only, that certain journals will love you to get in. But maybe in the first year, second year of your university career, I don't think that you should. I mean, you can always try out, but even if you don't get that, don't get demotivated, because you still have time. I'm really happy that you are in which year now, Vinuri?
I'm in my third year, so I'm finishing today.
Yeah, you're finishing this year.
Yeah, I'm finishing third.
Great, great. I understand. So that you are now in the right time, right? First, you need to do it, and don't what, give it up, right? Try to, I mean, it's not only one journal you have in the world. It's not only one symposium that would be coming up. Even you can, get opportunities in the international organizations, development partners, government organizations. Look for opportunities. Worst come to worst, you write an article to a newspaper. That's what I did. You understand? And that is where your research, I mean, publish means you publish in a newspaper. You මොකුත් නැතත් කමන්නේ මොනවාරි magazine එකක දාන්න. Like faculty magazine එකක දාන්න. මොකුත්ම නැහැ කියලා හිතමු. ගෙම්බා කැන්ටිමට ගිහිල්ලා notice board එකේ අලවලා එන්න. කැමති එකේ කියවපන් කියලා. You understand? At least someone will give you a comment to that. You understand? But write in a way that a simple guy can understand. If you are trying to put on the notice board of the Gemba canteen, obviously you should not type it or මොකාටවත් පේන්නේ නැති හීන් අකුරෙන් ගාලා abstract කියලා ගහලා යටින් keywords කියලා ගෙවුවට එකෙක්වත් කියවන්නේ නැති වෙයි. But come up with a nice poster with couple of pictures. Hey guys, this is what I did. This is what I found. Love to share with you guys. If you are interested, write to me, www.venuri.com, blah, blah, blah. You understand? That's the first way to start publishing. And maybe one professor might come to have a plenty there. හරිද ගෙදරින් ප්ලේන්ටි දීලා නැහැ ඔන්න එනවා ප්ලේන්ටියක් ගහන්න අරක නිකන් දැක්කොත් I mean sometimes you will be ending up in Germany in one of the best universities. We never know. That's the limit of the sky, my friend. These are the opportunities. So don't wait for the best publication, best research paper, best symposium for you to publish your work. Start from the scratch. Whenever it gets the right time, it would work for you. That's my simple answer to you, Vinuri.
Thank you so much, sir, because I think that was exactly my issue, because I was wondering, if it was not of a certain quality, would it even be of point? And I really wanted to know. Thank you so much, sir.
No problem. Quality lies with you. You decide your quality first. Let the others gauge you based on what you do. That comes secondary. No worries.
Thank you so much.
We've come to the end of today's session. I believe this webinar was very valuable to each and every one of our enthusiastic participants, including myself. Sir, we wouldn't have found a better person than you to educate us on this matter. We are beyond grateful for the valuable insight you provided and for your presence despite of your busy schedule. Now, I would like to invite you all to fill out the feedback form that is now shared on the chat. If you are a course participant, please make sure you fill the form, as this will be taken to check your attendance as well. Now, I would like to invite one of the co-chairs of the project, Rotaract Dasuni Jayasinghe, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Tarindi. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible, Dasuni.
A very good evening to all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, I consider it as a great privilege to address this distinguished gathering, at the same time recall and honor all the recommendable individuals who were there behind this success. Next Step 360 has been a significant project in Rotaract Club of University of Peradeniya, and today we have completed the second webinar of the beginner level about CV writing in a remarkable manner. As a project co-chair of Next Step 360 this time, let me pay my heartiest gratitude to all the generous individuals who supported us to make this event success. We, as the Rotaractors in University of Peradeniya, have always received the blessings and guidance of Dr. B.N.K. Pemasiri, the Senior Treasurer and the Staff Advisor of the Rotaract Club of University of Peradeniya, in order to establish our story of success. So, first of all, I would like to give my utmost gratitude to you, sir, for being there with us whenever we need you. Then, and most importantly, I am more than honored to thank our special guest, Mr. Nalen Munasinghe, who was there with us today, sharing his valuable experience. On behalf of the Rotaract Club of University of Peradeniya, I would pay my sincere gratitude to you, sir, for being here with us today. Success story of the session would definitely not be much impactful if it wasn't for the contribution of our official partners. So I would like to get this opportunity to thank them. Sri Lanka Insurance Corporation Limited, which was joined with us as the bronze partner. Slim Sri Lanka Institute of Marketing, which was joined with us as the educational partner, and Salex Engineering Private Limited, which was joined us as the innovation partner today. Next, I would like to appreciate the immense support and the guidance given by the Career Guidance Unit, University of Peradeniya, in order to strengthen our vision and mission. Also, I would like to thank all the participants who were there with us today. Last but not least, I am very much grateful to my dearest organizing committee who have supervised, guided, encouraged, and supported us in every possible way to write the success story of this webinar. So with that, I would like to mark the end of the vote of thanks while giving each and everyone a big round of appreciation again as a co-chair of Next Step 360. Thank you very much and stay safe, everyone.
Thank you, Dasini. This concludes our webinar session, and I would like to wish all our enrolled participants all the best with their future tasks. Stay safe, everyone. Have a very good night.